Hello everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. This is episode 13. Last time we went to go investigate Martha's absence, running into some familiar Final Fantasy foes, namely the Ahriman, which was very fun. We got introduced to Hunts in the Hideaway, and we've also begun planning the next Mother Crystal to assault. So we're going to proceed. We've got a journey to Hawk's Cry Cliff today, and then we'll come back to the Hideaway, I assume, and check in with everything else. So let's journey to Hawk's Cry Cliff. From the heathered highlands, one might catch a glimpse of Rosalith Castle and everything else in between. Because a war is being fought over the Crystalline Dominion right now, and we're going to use that to our advantage. Southern Rosaria.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Get married already, you two. Come on. To the very end. Is it Jill character development time?
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Cool. Okay, we're on a journey. Okay, so we're down here. Okay, I see what you're getting at here. So we're in the south. The town of Amber. Can I summon my chocobo? Yeah. Ambrosia just wherever I need her to be. Love the little chocobo chime when you go for a ride. Something that I'm hoping, but I feel is not going to be the case, is I was kind of hoping that this would make all chocobos friendly in the wild. Does this work? Because you can fight them when you get too close, but it looks like... Yes. Nice. It doesn't make them aggressive. I was hoping not, because I don't want to get attacked by a chocobo while I'm riding one. They're even like looking at Ambrosia. How cool is that? I was a little bit worried that it would engage in combat. So if we dismount,
Safe.
I think we have the chance to get into combat with them. Oh, okay, no. Alright, well, I'll just go fuck myself. I guess it's the chocobos that are in 3 reeds that are more than likely to start a fight with you because they've got like the blue and green ones. The blue-green ones. Maybe they're more aggressive. Or maybe it's because I had the chocobo mounted that they're not aggressive, but that's good. Because I didn't want to fight them. Cool. We'll just pretend that it was the first thing and we pacified them with ambrosia. I love that I can summon her out in the field wherever. That's great. It's not just limited to like that one destination. She's always waiting to hang out. We're getting good exercise for good. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Yep. Okay. Yep. The bluebirds are aggressive. All right. The bluebirds are aggressive. Get beaten down with ambrosia. Yeah, bro. Chocobo combat. No, don't leave. No, don't leave. I'm performing a beatdown. Nope. Oh, combat has ended. Look at this. This is weird. Yeah, if you go too far out, the enemy decides to give up. That's hilarious. Alright, it is what I assumed. It's the bluebirds that are the aggressive ones. So even if we take ambrosia over here, we might get attacked, which is a shame. Can't just make friends with them. Hello? Can we be friends? Nope. No! 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 We cannot be friends!
That's it!
We're under attack! I thought we could be friends.
Company.
Never mind.
All right.
This makes roaming the open areas much better. We can actually have some speed to our traversal.
Time to fight.
Ooh, what is this?
Straight home now.
Oh, I can't interact with it. Okay. We've got a gravestone, mayhap,
Good girl.
but I can't interact with it.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly, Ambrosia, fly! Skip all of the enemies that I've already faced before. Use this as an opportunity just to get all the crafting items and bail. Ooh.
Be safe.
I will fight you though.
All yours.
Clive? Having a third icon has made me switching to certain moves much more difficult. Because there's certain moves I wanted to switch to. And I'm like, fuck, I'm on the wrong icon. My reaction time is not up to speed today.
Slow.
Nice. Be nice if Ambrosia's combat was a little more than just kick him in the face, but I do love it regardless.
To fight.
We're not alone.
Why must the bluebirds be so aggressive? Why can't we make friends with them? No! All the chocobos are against us! We're an enemy of the birds!
Yes!
No! Here I am, ducking and weaving, drifting between all of them. You'll never catch me!
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing but loyalists.
Jill, look.
They're black shields for culling. Yeah.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Alright. You fancy a jig with the miller's son, do ye? Alright. Speak with several of the villagers. We've got our travelling merchant here as well.
Welcome, stranger.
No luck chasing them chocobos then. It's just the one chocobo, actually. Cobalt is the color of the blade that feeds my pain. Limit break generation by 6%. That's nice. Pretty expensive though, mate.
There you are.
Right you are there, sir.
Keep to the roads now.
Alright.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
Alright.
You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
I'm so satisfied, I'm so satisfied with the English voice cast. It's so good. Makes me so happy.
We're going hunting for outlaws. How'd you like that, boy?
Two more left to join the garrison this very morn.
At this rate, there'll be none left to help with the harvest.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed her gates to all but the highborn, and now a great camp sprung up along the walls.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
Run along now, lad. Sounds like the voice actor for Blackbeard in Black Flag.
Run along now, before one of the boys starts thinking you're something you're not.
Captain Edward Kenway. He's a canny one.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out.
That's a fair old scar you've got there. Very interesting that a very convenient scar in the same place where a brand would be doesn't really raise many eyebrows. They're like, oh, that's a fine scar you've got there, lad. Get into a fight with a chocobo, did you? I mean, it's good for us that they are not really aware.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
That's rough.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Good girl. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ooh, we got Fallen.
You deserve a rest. Ever since the apothecary, more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? Did the mother crystals collapse?
No idea. You've not got to like it.
Interesting. So they're waking up. They're waking up. We have a fork in the road. Hello? Yep. Like, hello? We'll scoot on around to the other side. Who are these lads then? Black shields, okay.
More of my mother's men.
Hello! I do wish that we could have a little more variety in like the magic, because unfortunately we've got fire, thunder, and arrow, and all of them are like the same. It's just like shoot ball of spell, you know? And you can like do magic bursts and like fill them in, but it would be cool if like arrow would like, I don't know, like lift enemies in the air, or like do more damage to enemies in the air, or like you've got like thunder which can like stun or paralyze targets or something, and they're like, yeah, you know, if like, and you could burn targets and they would take damage over time or something. I don't know, just like these little things that would make the spells feel a little more unique, I think would be really nice, because they don't really feel unique at all. Like you can do fire damage to a bomb and it doesn't care. Ooh, we can interact with fallen chests. Oh, fallen loot boxes, okay. Bull's Horn Braid, lunge damage by 5%. The Minotaur is a stupid creature, rushing blindly at any traveler who strays upon his territory. The traveler who strays upon a Minotaur's territory is a stupider creature still. Okay, interesting to be found in a little fallen egg chest. But it does make it worth it to come around and check out this other side of the map.
Ready, go? Run like the wind.
Run like the wind. I'm trying to dismount. It won't work. I'm holding R3 to dismount. Thank you. Be safe. Waiting for an enemy to attack so I can try and use Rook's Gambit to counter is just like me standing there awkwardly, just waiting. I'm just like, please attack me. Please. I'm trying to do a cool move, but it's just easier to just wail on you instead. Something that I might do as well in terms of our abilities is we can almost afford Aerial Blast, which looks amazing. Look at that stun damage, 5 stars. Tornado that slowly hunts down nearby enemies. And then we've got this one for damage, Judgment Bolt. I might do another refund, resetting all abilities, and go again. There's just so many, and they are quite expensive. They are quite expensive. Let's reset. It's 6,000 points. And instead of Flames of Rebirth, let's have Aerial Blast. Heat Wave, because Heat Wave is good. And I'll upgrade it. Lightning Rod creates a ball of lightning that upon being struck chains lightning to other nearby enemies. I might do Judgment Bolt. Let's do like our ultimate abilities. Let's have Aerial Blast. Let's get Judgment Bolt. And then this. And then I gotta do these again. I gotta learn these abilities. I never really used Taunt. I don't really use Stomp much, but that's why these are cheap, aren't they? I'm gonna leave these alone. I'm gonna upgrade Limit Break. So now I don't have these. We've got Heat Wave upgraded, and we've got Limit Break upgraded. And so I would like to use this. Let's switch to... This way I can kind of switch to... actually. Yeah, I haven't got anything mastered yet, so we'll do Flames of Rebirth and Heat Wave here. I'll have Aerial Blast. And... Gouge on this one. And then we'll do... Pile Drive, because that's 3 stars on each, and then Judgment Bolt on this one. Actually, I'll put Judgment Bolt on square. You can equip it on both for some reason. So I've got all my 3 ults on square, and then another ability on triangle. So this way we can actually see what their ultimate abilities are like. Because I'm curious. I am very happy that we've got free reset wherever we want, because you could be like, oh, I want to properly spec out the Ramu tree or the Phoenix tree and like have a bit more mastery or different abilities and such and such. So there's a lot of freedom there. I'm glad that it doesn't incur a cost.
Good girl.
Yeah!
You deserve a rest.
Let's see what these abilities do. Wow. And let's do this as well. Bit of lightning with our tornado. Oh my god, it's still going. How about that? Wow. All right. Well, there's the 3 ults in action. Put them in the air so they can't even fight you in the tornado. Rain down lightning within the eye of the tornado, and then light that tornado on fire with the Flames of Rebirth. Amazing. That's so cool. That'll teach you to mess with me. Level up!
Easy. Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Dude, the designs are so cool. I love how they look. I love that they've even got like the mages that are like armored as well. Oh, something that I've immediately realized upon resetting my abilities is my Burning Blade takes longer to activate because I haven't mastered it. Or I haven't upgraded it. You there, do not heal your friends, that is rude. Yeah, I realized that my charged magic and Burning Blade have not been upgraded. That is a problem. It like noticeably takes so much longer to charge my Burning Blade now. Ooh, you froze him, nice. Oops, I was not meant to do Judgment Bolt. But that's fine. I was meant to do the other one.
Farewell.
Farewell. Yes. The Viceregency, the imperial province incorporating the lands that were once Rosaria, ruled over by Annabella, former Duchess of Rosaria. One of her first acts as Vicereine was to institute a new order of knights, the Black Shields, who were dispatched to every corner of the province to maintain order. They would later come to serve as her personal army, settling her grievances against bearers and ducal loyalists.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Then we hurry in the other direction to quickly grab this item.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Oh, dude. That's just brutal.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
Yes. Jill has like nothing else to really say after something so brutal.
But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
The couple of unlucky souls that were the ones to get hung upside down, they're like, everyone upright except for those two. They were specially annoying. Hang them upside down. I was almost expecting when it was doing that slow reveal that it was going to be like a, one of them was still going to be like alive and suffering. But that's absolutely tragic. They're building up our mother to be like the single most vile person in this story at this point, more than anyone else. And I'm really looking forward to the encounter to see how that's going to go. And I hope there's some vindication on dealing with her too. The Old Hill Docks, okay. God damn, the mess that has been left behind here. No music to even accompany it. It's just still and dead.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Oh, wow.
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
It's literally just there, man. Like, it's literally just there. Like they're like, or talking about it as if it's like over yonder. I feel like you'd be able to get in there, man, if you wanted. You can go and see for yourself. It's not pretty. In honor of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, a plaque so nice you can read it thrice.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
We won't survive another night.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Begone!
How am I to sell my wares if...
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Annabelle does not care.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
hungry.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Wyatt Sands. And the Silken Strand. I'm loving the names for all of these places.
It's over.
How many ability points do I need to upgrade my Burning Blade? 180, and then I can master it. Devil Crab. The mid-air freeze.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
I wonder if our uncle has had contact with Annabelle at all. Damn, okay, so currently inaccessible.
We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
Battle. Hey, get in the tornado. Get in the tornado. Get in there. Get in the tornado. Get in the tornado, you bastard. love the concept of kicking it into the goddamn tornado. Alright, let's master Burning Blade. So I need that cooldown. It actually is such a difference waiting for that Burning Blade. It's kind of funny.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy!
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Oh, get enough breakfast in!
Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls! Cut you down where you stand!
Just try it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Okay.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. And the entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Alright. Blacklight Burns. We are going through there after all.
The good news.
I wonder if we're able to check out
Black
this.
shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Take a look around here before we leave. Man's got a bagel, he has.
We numbered 6 when we left our village. 2 died on the road. Another passed just last night. I worry I might be next.
Half the guards at that gate are Rosarian. They've sold their souls for the promise of a warm bed. Not that I can blame them. The Empire's left us nothing.
Nothing. Not a lot of roaming dialogue.
Let's pass!
Please. We're so cold.
You'd leave us to the wolves!
Yeah! Not a step you closer!
We'll just climb over here. Over here. There we go. We'll just snip like right through there and then we'll ascend the walls. No one will notice.
When the Blight came to our village, we had no choice but to flee. But it seems the nobles of Port Isolde have no sympathy with our lot. and would rather we starved out here.
Some dialogue to get at least. Every time I sprint to an objective, it obviously doesn't have the X able to work, so I just keep jumping on the objects. So silly. I've approached a corpse. Jump!
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
All the gates of this land are closed.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Oh. Alright then, lads.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Just kill him. I hope you boys are ready for a tornado.
I'm not.
You boys fancy a ride on the old tornado? Ye old triple ultimate move, lads. Just putting them in the tornado and they're all like, oh. Don't mess with me.
One man fight like that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
He's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
Wait a minute. Is that
of the Phoenix?
Is that Wade?
I was there when you died.
Is that Wade? It is.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
Dude, Wade lives.
Founder, it really is you.
It is. So Wade.
Oh my god, he's turned to banditry. Wow.
We can speak inside.
What about Tyler? Dude, that's awesome. Sir Wade, he lives. That's amazing. Yeah, Wade was to meet his same fate as the prince. We thought that he perished. Damn. See, if they were called Biggs and Wedge, that would have been even more cool. Wade and Tyler, the new Biggs and Wedge. The Lazarus District is an exclusive walled residential area situated just outside the eastern edge of Port Isolde. It was once the jewel in the city's crown and home to many of the nobles of the duchy. However, after the Empire moved its capital to the Crystalline Dominion, Port Isolde was all but abandoned, and this once grand district was soon overrun with thieves and cutthroats. So Wade has been a bandit leader for some time. That's cool. It is time to abandon your ways and come back.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far.
and we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
She had a new baby.
Wait, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
That's awesome. There was a dude wearing one of the old outfits as well. Cool. Okay, so Annabelle has had another baby with Sylvester, and what I'm curious about is I wonder if that was an attempt on the Sandbrequois Empire's part to get a Phoenix dominant on their side as well, because as far as everyone's concerned, Joshua is dead and the Phoenix is gone, and Annabella is the one responsible for bearing them, but it was also tied to the fact that it was like, I guess, keeping it in the family with the bloodline thing. It was her purpose in life to preserve her Phoenix-bearing bloodline. For which reason she betrayed her husband that she might enter in league with a force she judged the mightier. Now, I don't know if it's possible, considering that she's the one that's supposed to be responsible for bearing the Phoenix, if she can, get intimate with other people that are not part of that bloodline, instead of, keeping it with cousin Elwyn. But I wonder if they were trying it, potentially. They'd be like, can we get a Phoenix dominant baby, please? And I don't think that would work because Joshua still exists and is alive and well. Well, maybe not well, but he's alive as the Phoenix. So I guess it would be a dud of a dominant child. Interesting. A loyal shield of Rosaria, though he was thought to have died during the attack on Phoenix Gate, he somehow survived not only the disaster, but the Imperial conquest that followed. He and other like-minded shields took up residence in the abandoned Lazarus and formed the Guardians of the Flame, brothers in arms who fight for the restoration of the duchy. I'd assume if Tyler had survived, he would be with Wade. A clandestine group of ducal loyalists who led the rebellion against the imperial occupation of Rosaria and Empress Annabella. Many of their number are drawn from those who survived the imperial attack on Phoenix Gate in the year 860, who know full well the Empire's involvement in the duchy's fall. They make their home in the abandoned Lazarus district outside Port Isolde, from where they would conduct their raids to free bearers from the imperial yoke. So he's the good kind of bandage, the good kind of footpad. An order of knights instituted by Empress Annabella in one of her first acts as vicereine of the imperial province of Rosaria. While they most often march in small groups, their main host has been known to rally together to conduct large-scale raids. They are tasked with purging the impurities from the province, to which end they conduct cullings of both bearers and those judged to be ducal loyalists.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. Buck up, man. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
Now I feel bad for the ones that I just absolutely brutally massacred in a tornado of flame and thunder. We just took out people that would have been friends in just such a disrespectful way, and I laughed about it too, and now I feel bad.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched. The Black Shields won't know what hit them.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
In the flesh. Saw him once when I was your age. He had that same look in his eyes.
Cool. This is great to reconnect with people from our past that have loyalty to us. It's just a shame that the last time that happened, Eastpool was leveled, so.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage.
You are welcome. I love that it's let's hope they have a good quartermaster. Hell yeah, they do. They have such a great quartermaster. They sell exactly the same as everything else. Apparently, though, they sell something different. We don't have any of these. A desert rose. Despite its rose-like appearance, this delicate sandstone formation found in the deserts of Dalmatia is no rose, but instead an inexplicable peculiarity of nature, a reminder that humankind will never fully comprehend the world in which we live. It is also said to bring good luck. I don't know, I'm assuming we'd be able to get these from some enemies in Dalmatia. I'll just buy a couple.
As you wish, my lord.
Because I don't have any, and I could hope that it would be useful at some point, but it probably won't be.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
But we'll buy it anyway.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
Sir Wade, the bearers from Oldale have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Ooh, party members. Throughout the main scenario, Clive will often be joined by various companions who are keen to lend their assistance. However, depending on Clive's destination, they may choose to remain behind at the hideaway. So Wade is in our party now. We got a Wade reunion in the party. It's interesting that it mentions that here. Like we're used to having people come in and out of our party with Sid and Jill at the moment anyway. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let us make way.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
You'd better. Brother Wade's life depends upon it.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
This is great. Nice little Phoenix reunion with my gang. Perhaps we should
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
I'm seeing how far I can walk, keeping the camera on Wade on a closed gate before he appears in front of me. I bet that as soon as I take my camera away, he will be in front of me. I'm seeing if there's a distance. He's gonna leave my sight naturally soon through that gate. He just faded. There he is. We did it. We reached the limit. He faded and teleported. Wade, you did not tell me you had the ability to teleport. I wonder if we should tell him immediately that Joshua's alive. We should be like, hey man, by the way, Joshua lived on that fateful night.
Sideways. How was the Black Shields?
Okay, they've been pushed further out.
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Let's dance with the Black Shield, shall we?
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! Forest area!
Forest area!
Pronounce it any way you want to, guys.
Yeah. On these our swords we swear.
Be grateful I did not unleash my tornado upon ye. Oh god. Never mind, tornado!
More dragons.
Works. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't stand
noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point, that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Dude, the Black Shield Dragoon? Wow. I tried to dodge. I didn't figure out the timing. Oh my dear lord. Shit. I can't see.
Finish him.
There was another jump. God damn. I love fighting the Dragoons, so I love that there's a Black Shield version. Oh my god. Imperial Link. Many have tendered explanations how Imperial Dragoons are able to leap to such absurd heights, from the power of prayer to a strict diet of hare, toad, and crickets, but none save the knights themselves know the truth. Whatever the secret, it is plain that heavy plate would only prove a hindrance, and so the Empire equips its Dragoons with armor forged from lighter-than-linen mithril. This link is part of a vest that would have been worn beneath the breastplate. That's awesome. What a cool design, too. I hindered myself with the tornado. I couldn't see shit.
Anymore.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
A sound strategy, my lord. La, 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 da, da, dee. I've got 85 renown points. I think we unlocked a new thing back at the hideaway.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I'll have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter.
Is it gonna be a goddamn seal?
It's the mark of the Guardian. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Another seal has been obtained. The burnt blade from Wade.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
I'd be collecting these goddamn seals like Pokemon badges, dude. I need to pin them to my outfit, right on the cape there. Like, look at all of my seals and all my badges, please. Okay. Rosfield Manor. I'm so curious to see what Byron's gonna look like.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
There's a Quirl in the background. A taxidermy one.
Alright, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Footsteps.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
They used to do this when they were younger, yeah.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you...
I thought that there would be no more dialogue. That was the worst timing. I was like, okay, maybe I could quickly do this. That is so wholesome. I love how that whole encounter went. That was beautiful. As soon as he like starts drawing like a fake sword and then goes into character, I'm like, oh, they would have done this like in their youth or like in Clive's youth. That's a fantastic way to be like, I need to do something that only he could identify. That's great. A beloved Valestean fable wherein the good knight Sir Crandall of Camelot, servant of Saint Sybil the Unshod, does battle against the evil warlock Madou. The story was a favourite of the young Clive Rosfield, and he would often act out scenes with his uncle, the young knight naturally taking the role of Sir Crandall, and his rumbustious Uncle Byron making a convincing Madou. Amazing. Rutherford is manservant to Lord Byron Rosfield. His daily duties touch all aspects of running his master's manor, whether that be the welcoming of guests, the preparation of meals, or the polishing of the intrepid nobleman's trophy collection. And Byron Rosfield, I guess he'd have a similar facial model to Elwyn, but maybe with like subtle changes, and then also he's aged so much more because it's been 18 years since we saw Elwyn, so we could probably expect Elwyn to have aged in a similar manner, had he survived. Younger brother of the late Archduke Elwyn and Warden of Port Isolde. After the duchy was incorporated into the Empire and Byron stripped of his titles, he shut himself away in his manor and gladly volunteered every gill of the onerous taxes and tariffs for which he was newly burdened, all to avoid drawing the Empire's ire and to keep their attentions from his support for the Guardians of the Flame.
Use the good plates, Rutherford.
The good plates? Not the paper ones. We dine like kings tonight.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
It's music.
Will be fun.
I love this. This is so good. Jill's not too happy though, it seems. Beautiful family reunion. It's very touching. I think that there was I think on the walls, I was hoping that we would have been able to walk around that room and actually explore it a little bit, because they've got 2 cool taxidermy statues, which is awesome, sitting there. But then on the wall, it looks like that there's got giant horns mounted on the wall, and those might be behemoth horns, which is cool. We haven't seen a behemoth in this game yet, and it's sort of like almost a staple of a Final Fantasy game as a big enemy to fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if there would be one at some point, but I'm pretty sure those might have been behemoth horns. That scene was perfect. I love the classic Final Fantasy music weaving its way into important parts of the story. It's beautiful and very touching. I like that interaction of Clive reuniting with people from his past, even though this is our first, as a player, our first meeting with Byron. You really feel that familiarity, you feel that relationship that they've already had. So it's like we already like feel a part of it. They've done that really well. I love that. I love that scene. That's great. I think Jill feels a little bit left out, perhaps. She is kind of left out of quite a few of cutscenes and dialogue. She only kind of chimes in a little bit here and there. So she's like, guys, why is no one speaking to me? I've been with the family this whole time as well.
Over there.
Maybe she didn't spend as much time with Uncle.
Ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Drustinus.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
The scenes where Jill gets moments to actually talk and dive into things are really good, memorable scenes. Like the one that they were talking when they were sleeping in the barn and looking up at the moon was really good. And this scene's really good. It's just that I think she's a little bit underutilized, so she doesn't have many moments to shine, but she's got great character potential. She's also had a tremendously tragic backstory as well as Clive. Clive's had his whole thing being sent, to be part of the Bearer Assassin Squad, but also Jill has spent years and years being a dominant slave of the Iron Kingdom, forced to transform into Shiva at their beck and call, which you can see why. Obviously I've mentioned before in the playthrough wanting to see her utilize those powers for good and be on this side of things, but I guess you can really see that her even doing anything in relation to it is quite traumatizing, because she was forced to do it for years and years at the expense of people around her, and they made that very clear from the get-go. So her character and her motivations and her reasons for doing things are really sound. I just think that it would be nice to maybe get a little bit more of that, but I am excited to see her doing this thing where she wants to face her past. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. Because she's a great character. I just think that she's underutilized in this story so far. Sid has been excellently fleshed out and well-rounded, and now he's no longer part of the story. That I feel that it really should be Jill's time to shine and flesh her out as a character. I am anticipating Shiva to reappear at some point in time, because I feel like it would be impossible not to. So I'm really curious to see how that's gonna go. Let's get some sleep. Okay, so we're at Port Isolde, and we're taking a ship back to the hideaway. It's like that great period in when you get one of the Final Fantasy staples is you get a mode of transport, and then you get an airship later. And we've got our boat, which I guess, even though the world map doesn't reflect it, will be going by boat back to the hideaway. Let's find out. We arrive by giant boat. Be hello everyone. Here be monsters. But you can see how that line sat with her so much.
Knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom, but Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Did we arrive here by boat or not? Oh, maybe not.
It will be over soon. One way or another.
I'm pretty sure we came here by boat, because that was the whole point of getting a ship. We didn't just walk all that way and then just walk back home. We just left the boat out of sight, obviously. Ooh, Blacksmith's Blues. And there's a plus sign, and I think the plus sign, like we did with Ambrosia, means that we might unlock something. Seeing it be in relation to blacksmithing makes me hopeful we might be unlocking something to do with crafting that might be a little bit better than what we're currently dealing with. So let's take a look at that.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. but I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
Find out what's bothering Blackthorn, alright.
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Blacksmith's Blues. Obviously, we just need an intervention.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Pillow talk. Such is the renown of Sid the Outlaw that much of my clientele would rather spend their time prattling on about your endeavors than making any endeavors of their own. For that, I feel I owe you at least a portion of my earnings. A particularly enamored sort left this on the nightstand. May it serve you better than it did him. Busy courtesan. Someone from Isabel's place. A berserker ring. Is this a cock ring joke? Because a man who went to the brothel left his berserker ring on the nightstand? I wear this ring on my cock when I'm about to fuck, so I go berserker. I earned someone's crusty old cock ring.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Thank you. Thanks for gifting me this one. The Berserkers of Southern Ash, known for their fearlessness in the field of battle, were known to wear these rings not only on their fingers, but pierced all over their bodies from head to toe. Don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. Scholars now believe the unnatural courage they displayed was a result of extended exposure to the concentrated aether imbued in the jewelry that poisoned the blood of its non-bearer wearers and induced madness that ultimately became associated with battle frenzy. Nice. So we got a berserker's cock ring. Temporarily increases attack proficiency with each precision dodge. That's actually quite nice. I might chuck that bad boy on. That's as close as we can get to the berserker status effect. I wonder if increasing attack proficiency with each precision dodge is better than a straight 12 attack increase, you know? There isn't really a way to tell unless I want to get my mathematician brain out and record attacks and tally up stats and whatnot. But let's put it on. This is just like a straight 12 attack increase. And then each time we dodge, I don't know if it stacks either. Like temporarily increase attack proficiency with each dodge. So if we dodge in succession, does it stack? You know? That's the question I have. I don't know if it's worth it. Let's go speak with Blackthorn before we speak with Vivian.
I could have sworn we had a few more.
I didn't take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chancer's stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed, though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
A culinary pilgrimage. What a great name for a quest. Ignis would not survive out in the wilds. Ignis would not survive during these times, for sure. I've come up with a new recipe, and it's disgusting.
Maeve over there's the best thing to happen to the Hideaway since well, ever. she's got a smile like sunshine, and she can pull an ale like no other.
All right, mate.
Welcome back, Sid.
10,000 gil, goddamn.
Oh, keep your mug handy.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a monster. He's Torgal. And he'd take a liking to you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
I like that he hangs out with Karen a lot.
Long time no see, Clive. What are you doing? You meant to talk to him, not me.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil, shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Oh, well, hopefully we can get an audience with this craftsman, because maybe he'll make me some better stuff. Blackthorn says he doesn't feel like he's up to speed. Well, I mean, mate, He has not given me the opportunity to make a weapon past a +2 this whole game. So I'm inclined to believe him.
What do you need?
Ooh.
A Sancthornian, do you?
Yeah, look at all this gear I can make. Look at all this new gear I can make. And reinforce. None of it.
Anything else?
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He doesn't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe. Caernarvon, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Nice, I'll do the hard work then.
If that leatherworker's even half the craftsman Blackthorn says, someone's bound to have heard of him. I'll do a bit of poking around, see if I can't find something out. Good luck in Sambrec, and watch out for that griffin. They're nasty bastards, they are.
I'll bring it down. So have we just unlocked another hunt then, I think? Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. Head back to Caernarvon.
Typical nobles.
How did we never hear about these guardians of the...
Ask about griffin sightings. Did I hear you say you were hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kupo? That I do have the billet for you, Kupo, an especially horrible one the locals call Dosmare. Nice. New enemy for the bestiary. While passing along the trail from Lostwing to Caernarvon, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that he ran for his life, questioning... Oh, hang on, sorry. So strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks. I skipped a line and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was a nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dosmare, a beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. So, Caernarvon. Thank you. Okay. There's still just the icon there, so... Alright, Vivian, you'll have to wait. I'm gonna go hunt a griffin. Okay, so we've got Martha's Rest for a culinary pilgrimage, and... Caernarvon is here. It was like looking for the icon, but then I guess hunts aren't actually shown on the map. You have to go there yourself. Okay, now... Hang on, Caernarvon is here. We can't actually go... Oh, hang on. Oh... That would make sense. If we're talking about the west gate, it would be in this area here. So we actually want to go to Lostwing, I think. then we've got to do the walk.
Good day to you.
We are approaching the gate. Avoiding meaningless enemies along the way. Oh, I gotta drift for that 2 gil. Okay, we're close to the gate.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Okay, we're in the right area. Oh, I see it. There it is. Hello. That's cool that you can actually see it just chilling on the gate there. So it's like just waiting for us. Then it's going to drop in. Spotted. That's cool. Dawsmare, rank B. Fight.
We'll have to wait.
Oh, it's doing little mini tornadoes. How about a tornado of my own? Oh, of course, you just completely didn't even care. Okay. And now I can't see shit. Okay. This never works when you do it against an enemy like this, because I cannot see. Oops, goddamn, I'm getting wrecked. It's so close to stagger as well. Precision sick.
Nice try.
of moves at once. God fucking damn it. Every single move I have. Together now. Ow.
There's a good boy.
Oh.
Nice try.
Oh my god, dude.
I needed that. Fire it!
Notorious Mark slain. Oh my god. Had me on my tootsies for a second there. No sweat though. Scarletite, one of the hardest metals known to man. Scarletite is highly sought after by those with the means to pay its exorbitant asking price. A price determined not by its rarity, but rather due to the fact that the forge must employ no fewer than 5 healthy bearers to produce flames hot enough to melt the ore, at which time it takes upon the deep scarlet hue from which it takes its name. Used in crafting. I can't wait to see what it's used for, though. Nice. Victory.
Is something there, boy?
Oh, damn, he lives.
Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Yeah.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
Nice. I've got some treated leather.
Sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Yes, we do have to slay a griffin for it. There's our treated leather. Nice. Put me on the ropes with my items there. But we survived, unlike the Araman, which killed us. Okay, deliver the treated leather to Blackthorn. God, everything for 2 gil. I hate that it's just 2 gil. It's like, oh my god. Alright. Time to get out of here. I don't need to head back the long way to the hideout. Let's see what comes of this, because we've got some other crafting items that we haven't even been able to put to use. So I'm hoping this unlocks the next level of better crafting. But it'll probably just be another weapon, I assume.
And with a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
Found him.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
A sample of supple hide, dressed to the artisan Camille's exacting standards. It has a nary a trace of the barnyard musk of lesser leathers, instead smelling faintly of rose hips.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive, you didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see, and his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Nice. This has treated me right up, it has, lads, thank you.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
You've given me my mate back. Nice. Alright. Drakeslayer's Belt Design Draft. A diagram detailing the steps to craft a belt fit for a hero. A Drakeslayer's Belt. Nice. Okay. We've gotten a new crafting item. We've been killing a lot of dragons, so we've been doing that in our own time, so hopefully we should just be able to craft this straight off the bat. I'm assuming there's a sufficient amount of dragon talons involved. You have obtained the design draft for the Drakeslayer's Belt. Design drafts unlock new crafting options. Okay. We've unlocked design drafts now, so there are options to get new things. Will we be able to upgrade them, and will it be nice? Let's have a look.
Back, are ya? Sanktfornian, do you?
So I'm assuming crafting Drake Slayer's belt. Oh. We don't need... Oh, okay. So only one dragon talon. Electrum, which it says that it's found by a hunt. It's got the hunt symbol. My favorite thing, by the way, about the hunt symbol is it uses... it's like a tomato type enemy. I can't remember the exact name, but it's the very first hunt that you take on in Final Fantasy XII when you're introduced to the concept of like the hunt board. That tomato enemy is the first one that you ever do. I'm not sure if that creature is in any other Final Fantasy games that I haven't played, but I take it's a reference to that, which is very cool. So Briar Clamshells, Scarletite that we just got can be used, and Electrum. So we got to do a hunt to get this belt. And with a cry that echoed through the skies, she thrust her sword down into the mighty Drake's nape. Life having escaped the Elder Worm, he went crashing to the sea where his corpse lay, unmoving yet unsinking. So we get 9 more HP. Wow, 9 whole HP points and 26 more defense, which is nice. And it's purple, which means I'm assuming that we are not going to be able to upgrade it. Oh, and then we've got Drake Slayer's bracelets with the gelatinous mass, but there's only one Scarletite, interestingly enough. So what do we do about that? We can only choose one. Well, the bracelets are better because you get more HP and more defense. Only when she saw the Drake no longer stirred and his eyes were grey with oblivion did she remove the belt and bracelet, casting them into the worm's maw where they might rest for an eternity. Okay.
That it? Fine.
Well, I've got hunts to do, but we've unlocked design drafts, which means there may be more things that we unlock later. Hopefully, which would be nice. While I'm here, I'll quickly check me reading table.
Headlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
Okay, I don't know which order that we read them in, but it looks like it goes by, like, bottom to top. So I'm going to read it from bottom to top. An apple a day. From Otto. Lad from the yard ran up a basket of martels just this morning. Sweet as honey and crisp as the morning breeze they were. Told myself I was only going to have one, but I reckon if no one else listens to old Otto, I don't have to either. You let Nigel and his lot know they've done a fine job. Was a time you'd catch none but Sid supping on these for their foul bite, but for him it would never were about the flavour, but about what they represented, our ability to make it our own. And look at us now, Sid would be proud. A flame none brighter. My Lord Marquess, I ask once again for you to forgive my men for your welcome back at the Lazarus, but certainly you can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. In the short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be the self-same man I followed into Stillwind those many years ago, a true bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night were still with us to see how bright your flame now burns. To you and your cause, I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and am proud to stand alongside you once again. No mention of Joshua, though, so I wonder if he even knows if Joshua made it out alive or not. Like, you'd think that they would address that. All quiet in the Dominion, Gav. The Dalmex and the Imperials are at a standoff. They snarl at each other, fangs bared like slum curs, but neither wants to make them first move. It's almost as if they both realized what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they've stepped in. If I were a man to lay wager, I'd put my copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. I shall keep you appraised. Nice. I want to see an actual Stolas situation work instead of getting missives. Maybe we can see that, because this. I think the only time we went to go see a Stolas actually in action was back during the Night of 1,000 Flames, and it was killed on its way.
Typical.
So it doesn't look like there are new hunts, so it must just be the existing 2 hunts for us to tackle to get those items to craft a new thingamabob. And we'll craft that next time. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Final Fantasy XVI. Next time we'll have a chat with Vivian to get the progression in the main quest. We'll do this culinary pilgrimage side quest, and then we'll take on some hunts as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.